RX 60615, prescribed October 2nd, 2009. Wait for the footsteps to recede. Let your eyes leave the concrete. Stand. Notice the still deserted street. Your screams changed nothing. Walk the remaining half block to your building. Consider the blue light standing sentinel. Push its red button. Worry they will come back. Wait for an anonymous voice to respond. Scoff at the irony of remaining near the scene that warranted your distress call and speed walk to the glass entry doors of the university-owned building. Marvel that you hold your keys. Take the elevator to the 5th floor. Stand in your apartment where you have lived for a week. Stare. Awaken your laptop. Mistype your college ex-boyfriend's name when you G-chat him, "I just got mugged." Do not call your parents. Feel dismay. You have lost your meticulous notes on the elementary forms of the religious life, and your dance shoes, your high school backpack, the blueberry donut you bought 15 minutes ago to accompany the lemonade you planned to mix with the Seagram 7 waiting in your freezer. Remember that you met a neighbor when your mother helped you move in. Try to recall his apartment number. Tap on what you think is his door. Whisper his name. Repeat it louder, but as a question. Convince yourself you heard him sleeping. You should be sleeping. It is nearly 1 a.m. Return to your apartment. Email your credit union. Cancel your debit card. Do not email your parents. Pace. Notice your thoughts align with your trembling. Re-enter the quiet hallway. Taste, for the first time, an irrepressible fear constraining your movements, a flavor that will soon become familiar. Nowhere is safe. Descend to the ground floor. Knock on strangers' doors. Someone will know what to do next. Meet a new neighbor. Hear yourself say you just got mugged without believing it. The crude shorthand feels even more foreign spoken aloud. Let her hug you to her slight body. Feel grateful when she invites you in. Sit on her couch. Accept the phone when she suggests you call the campus police. Do not call your parents. Learn that she is a social work student. Savor your good fortune. Wait. Listen to her greet the campus police. Tell your story a second time. Obey the young black officer who asks you to sit in the back seat of the squad car parked 30 feet from the attack site. Lie when he asks if you had been drinking. Feel the molded plastic beneath you. Realize it is easy to clean. Attempt to describe the suspects whose faces you tried not to see. Do not meet the officer's eyes in the rearview mirror when you admit that you noticed their race. This incident has dredged ugly dread from your unconscious, crystallizing into categories without your permission. You will admit your new, shameful fear of tall black men in hooded sweatshirts to the university therapist, a licensed social worker you will stop seeing too soon in favor of self-medication. You won't deserve her understanding. The middle-aged black social worker will point out that come winter, most men will wear hoods. No one is safe. Return to your neighbor's apartment. Let the events of this stretch of waiting pass unremembered. It will take years to undo what took interminable seconds to render you undone, unable to set foot on the sidewalk without your stomach clenching, your body weightless, unable to venture anywhere at night without the placebo of a chaperone, unable to hear footfalls behind you without your heart freezing, incapacitated at 25 instead of emboldened. Do not think of this future fallout. Feel the soft give of the fabric couch underneath you. Your feet reach the floor. Meet the campus police officer who will become your champion and bully, persuading you to put public safety ahead of your own. Accept his comforting hug. Listen as he cheerfully recounts the detective work that led him to discover your backpack in the back seat of a beater parked somewhere nearby. Feel relief. You will not have to rewrite your Durkheim notes. Return to your own apartment to discard your signature tan trench coat, now tainted, in favor of an oversized red sweatshirt from undergrad. Its roominess holds you. Find your worn copy of I'm a Stranger Here Myself, a talisman of familiarity. Do not take your teddy bear. Descend to the waiting squad car. The friendly campus officer will join your quest to reclaim your property from the city police. There are no more choices to make. Settle into ignorance about which police station you are being ferried to. The scant week you have resided here has not been long enough for the facade of Chicago to distinguish itself with landmarks. You do not yet know how it sprawls, anonymous miles you will never care to demystify, a metropolis of insoluble tesseracts. Mark the streetlights metronoming you to your destination at 70 miles an hour, but do not count them. Introduce yourself to the personnel populating the fluorescent night shift. Tell your story again, and to this detective. Become verbose. Watch as he records paraphrases of your precisely chosen words. Surprise yourself by sitting on the linoleum of his office floor, legs out straight, to reenact the limbo after you were dragged backwards onto the sidewalk, as the second man rushed close from the alley. Omit from your testimony your certainty that this would be the moment you would be raped. Revel in your confident detachment. Describe without embarrassment how the first attacker grasped handfuls of your breasts before jolting his body from controlling yours to flee. Listen as the detective explains why this was not sexual assault. Find yourself standing again. Listen as the detective says what you need to do is get yourself a big, strong boyfriend. Return his smile and say you are working on it. Feel grateful for the grounding banter. Begin to say what you think people want to hear. You probably shouldn't have been walking alone at midnight. Resent the 3 guys in your grad school cohort who had ignored your contributions to their discussion at the campus pub last night, even though you had shared a dorm with one of them 4 years ago. Your indignant frustration drove you back up to the unfamiliar streets where you thought that something could happen 3 blocks before it did. Revisit your elementary school suspicion that you are psychic. Finish talking with the detective. Trust that the words he heard will be recorded and saved somewhere they can be found by people who are supposed to have the power to do something with them. Leave his office and return to the bullpen. Sit in a blue chair next to the school dean who has appeared at the station. Wonder why he is here. Believe he is an ally. Open your book. Vacillate between Bill Bryson's droll observations of 1990s New England and contemporary conversations between the campus officer and the city officer about the best barbecue in Chicago. And do you want some? Decline, but do not share that you are a vegetarian. Wait. Dispose of an apple core. Visit the bathroom. Return to your chair. Wonder how brutally they are interrogating your attackers. Wish they had not been caught. You are a transitory interloper. They are unlikely to escape the South Side. Worry about their proximity to you. Let your head droop and your consciousness oscillate along the familiar continuum of never quite asleep. Grow jealous of the useless dean who dozes beside you. Do not ask to use a phone to call your parents. After 3 more hours, allow yourself to be led to the office where people post bail. Observe a man perform the ritual that secures his acquaintance's release. This will not be the last time you marvel at someone's ability to navigate the intricacies of a system you barely knew existed. Approach the tall counter when prompted. Sign the form that reunites you with the contents of your backpack. Realize that the police have coerced you into giving a statement by holding the property your attackers stole hostage. Let the police return you to your freshly treacherous neighborhood. Find yourself in your apartment. Do not call your parents. Microwave a frozen French bread pizza. Do not peel off the cheese and eat it separately, as you might have in the first grade cafeteria. Wrap yourself in a tie-dyed fleece blanket. Eat as you watch The Daily Show on your laptop. Go to bed at 6 a.m. Wake up sobbing by 11. Call your parents.
Man, humans are strong, man. You guys are all strong. Rachel writes novels, short stories, and creative nonfiction. You can find some of her work at SeriousRachel.com.